this mosaic tips and tricks video, I'm going to show you how to properly place and position and lock a partition in the interior part of a cabinet. Now you can see I have a room set up here with a face frame cabinet, and I also have a room set up here where I have a frameless cabinet, so I'm going to show you how to lock it into both of these. Let's switch to the face frame first. I'm going to go ahead and select the actual product and double click on it to bring it into the product editor. I always like to select the 2D, 3D viewer, that way I can see how things are coming together as I work in the product editor. Now if I go to the face tab, you can see I've already got this set up and everything is sectioned the way I would like it. So I'm going to move to the interior tab. I'm going to select the interior. It is highlighted in red, as you can see. And then over here on the upper right, you have the split options. I'm going to select the vertical split. And that way it adds a partition to the interior. Now, if you hold your mouse over that partition and left click and hold your mouse down, you can move it into position. I'm going to move it over here to this first center style of the face frame. You can see it is not locked where it needs to be. But with that partition selected, I can then drop the lock to rail and select flush left. You can see now that partition is flush to the left of that center style. Let me go ahead and go to the top view wire and zoom in here so you can see this. There's my actual center style and there's that partition. Let's go ahead and select the interior opening again, vertically split it. You do have to move it close to where you would like to lock it. So I'm going to move it over here to the right side of that style. And I'm going to flush it to the right. You can see that is locked now to the right side. You would continue on from left to right, placing those interior partitions. And then, of course, you could select your opening. And you could set your adjustable shelves accordingly. I do like to double up my partitions, that way I don't create any flip side operations on the CNC machine. Now, let's go ahead and go to the second room, the frameless. I'm going to double click on this cabinet. I'm going to move it over to the right again, select my 2D, 3D viewer. I'm going to go into the perspective view and fill this one. Now when I go to the face tab, you can see I have this sectioned out accordingly. But these are actually separators that are on my section instead of face frames. If I go to the interior tab and I left click on one of those separators, you can see it, that is called a separator. I'm going to click on the left side of that separator and I'm going to vertically split it to a partition, and then I'm going to flush it to the right. That way that right side of that partition is flush to the left side of that separator right there. I'm going to select the left side of the separator, vertically split it. I'm going to slowly move that over to the separator and I'm going to flush this one to the left side. Now you can see I've got a double partition there, locked to the right side of that separator and the left side of it. You can select that separator in the interior tab, and you can change that to a partition, and it is locked to the center of that actual separator, which is the split. One nice thing about partitions and separators, once they are selected down here on the lower right, you can select split top, split back, and it splits the back right there for you, or you could select split bottom if you would like, depending on the material you're using to cut this.